Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Jo number ILP-206SL silver-coated latch guard. I have it removed from the package so that we can go over it. The ILP is an in-swinging latch protector. The 206 refers to the fact that it's a 6-inch tall version versus the 212, which is a 12-inch tall version. Now this item is going to be very well suited to control access to the latch bolt of an in-swinging door. Okay, this is only for in-swinging applications. You would mount this on the exterior push side of the door. It is comprised of a U-channel, which gets mounted onto the face of the door, and then this offset bracket that gets mounted on the stop of the frame. And what happens is when the U-shaped channel is applied to the face of the door and the door is pushed closed, the two nest together like this, creating a scenario that would look like, from your perspective, if the door was a right hand, it would come up and close and seal that gap off. Now, and that's true. That is the bottom line how this works. It'll look just like that. The SL, of course, means that it's silver painted. This will be available, of course, in a dark bronze and even a brass finish. Let's go over some dimensional properties now. Overall height, again, 6 inch. It's closer to 5 7/8. And overall width is about 1 3/16 inches. Overall height of the U-channel for the face of the door, about 5 7/8. Overall width, about 5/8. Overall projection from the face of the door, about 3/8 of an inch. Installation of this item is really easy. Here's the bottom line. You're gonna have 3 sets of screws. You're going to have 3 permanent one-way screws. The head on that screw is a one-way screw, so that you can take your slotted screwdriver and turn it clockwise. But if you attempt to back the screw out, the screwdriver will slide off, and that is for the U bracket. Now, those screws need to be security screws because basically they're exposed. But if you've ever tried to remove one of these, it sure would not be the way that a thief or a vandal would try to break into a door. They're just not going to come off. Well, I don't have all the facts, but I've tried to remove them and I've been unsuccessful. Now, you're then going to get your second set of screws, which will be these small number 8 pan heads, and those are going to be for the U-channel. Now that's just a Phillips drive. But that's okay. It'll look just like this. But that's okay, because when you have your installation done, that U bracket is going to fit right in the middle of that, limiting or preventing complete access to those screw heads. You won't be able to get your screwdriver down to it, is the bottom line. The last set of screws will be these 2 flathead screws. Those are temporary screws for the offset bar. So your installation is going to be basically do a reality check, do a visual on this item. Make sure that where you get this placed on the face of the door, and when you have this placed to the jamb, it's going to close, that the U-channel will get over the head of the screws, covering them up, but still allowing the door to latch. You don't want to have this so tight against the unit that you're not able to push or pull the door, I should say, closed enough. So you want to have the proper sort of gap there. The idea is that once you visually locate where the U-channel is to be, go ahead and place that on the door. Then the U-channel, you're going to use these temporary screws here and here to apply the Z-bar or the offset bar to the stop of the frame, and then test your operation. You've not used the one-way screws at this point because you need to test the operation with those flathead temporary screws. Once you know that you have the in-swinging latch protector properly located, remove those flathead screws and then install the permanent screws. Very, very important that you pre-drill the holes, especially certainly in the frame. You would not want to deer crack the frame from trying to run a large screw into the jamb, because certainly it'll split unless it's been properly pre-drilled. So be sure that you do that. Now, the 6-inch tall versus the 12-inch tall is simply used for a single lock. If you have a lock and a deadbolt, substitute the 206 for the 212, because you'd probably want to cover both of those areas. I don't see why you wouldn't, is the bottom line. You can use, if it's a deadbolt, obviously attacking the latch bolt in that sort of traditional fashion that this works towards preventing is going to be less successful, but sealing off that area, you know, to prevent that sort of credit card attack is the key. Go with the larger one in that sort of event. Now, the name Danjo is quite synonymous with all things latch protector related. Danjo is known for their latch guards, inswinging, outswinging, a variety of different types, and their U-shaped reinforcing wraparound plates that you will install on a door to repair it, things of that nature. Before I move on, there is a link below this video to the template, which will give you all the important dimensional properties of the item, and then also there is a link for to, I should say, the instructions, which are really just a scan of the back side of the packaging. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can review the door reinforcing wraparound plate section of the catalog along with the latch protector section of the full line catalog, but you'll see on that page all of the additional subsections of the Danjo full line catalog. Turns out they're a comprehensive provider of trim and auxiliary hardware altogether. Door stops, push and pull hardware, kick plates, things of that nature. The name Danjo is synonymous with that line. The summary of Danjo is this: they have a relatively petite footprint of what they do, trim and auxiliary, with a great showing of those latch protectors and door reinforcing plates, but also extended lip strike plates. If you have need for an extended lip strike because you have unusually thick casing or a greater inset than standard, Danjo is your go-to for that as well. Fantastic customer service / technical support. The ability to be gymnastic at times, to be able to get something happening, moving, that sort of situation, which dovetails nicely with construction. And all around just nice people to deal with. If you have any questions on the Danjo ILP-206 SL Inswinging Latch Protector or any other Danjo product, please feel free to reach out to us.